Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Cyril. Good evening, Reckon. Sad to hear about your pulled muscle, but you got to rest it. There's no other way to deal with that. Rest. If you push it, you'll make it worse. How are you, Cyril? Hope things are well for you. And today we're not at Tottenham, as you can see. We're back at Coritiba. And if you haven't been following along with the Coritiba save, we've had a pretty much a bit of a career here, and we've won tons of trophies. Can I see my job history? We've won, as you can see, tons of trophies. But the big four that we have to win, we've won two of them. We have won the Asian Intercontinental Trophy with Hiroshima before we moved to Sundowns. At Sundowns, fairly straightforward. We won that very, very quickly. We were fortunate to have a young player, Kumalo, who was just absolutely too good for South Africa, and we just blasted that one. And since then, we've had 3 seasons in Coritiba. We've won the league twice. We've won a couple of other trophies, but it's really important, I think, that we have to win this Libertadores. We have to win 4 of the major intercontinental trophies. We've won 2. I think I've got a team here that is capable of doing it. Its consistency is the problem. And another big problem, of course, is Kumalo. We have promised to sell Kumalo if an offer of 22 million, I think it is, comes in. There's 76 days left on that. At the moment, nobody's interested, as far as I'm aware. He has in the past wanted to go to... he's wanted to go to Brentford, but I think the price that we've set on him might be a bit much for Brentford. Oliveira, we have promised to sell. I'm not quite sure the price of him. I let him go. Attacking midfield player who I don't play with attacking mids anymore, so he can go. And I have promised to sell Raphael William. Again, I'm not quite sure what price I've put on him. 4.9 million. We've had a couple of offers on him, but so far we've been able to fend them away. So there's a couple of things going on here, and we are in a new transfer window. I've kind of been struggling to work out where we are short. I've brought in a new forward in case Kumalo leaves. Central defence, we're quite strong. I want to bring on some of the young players that we have here. So I think central defence, we're pretty strong. And left wing back, we're fine. Right wing back, we could do with someone, and we'll come on to that in a second. I think in defensive mid, we have 2 very good, solid players there. We have a number of players in midfield who are also very good players, and up front we have added to our squad up front. We have a big squad, but at the moment, in terms of the finances, we're still within our wage budget by a long way. The players we've brought in have cost us a little bit of money in terms of wages, and we did bring in, the first one that we have brought in is John Duran. He is a striker. He's the business. In this league, that's a good player. And he has got off to an outstanding start, scoring 4 goals in his first 2 games. He scored within seconds of being on the pitch on his debut, went on to get 2 on his debut, scored twice in the following game. So I think he's a very good player for this level, and hopefully he's going to do a very good job for us. He will play up front with Kumalo if Kumalo stays. He'll play up front with Pineda if Pineda doesn't request to leave either. So up front, I think I'm really good. So we've brought him in, and he's made a very good start. And I've just yesterday made a bid for Vasco Gelos. He is an Argentinian wing back. I'm a bit short on right wing back. in terms of good experienced players. He's 23 years old. He's good. He's a good player. He's technically a very good player. Tackles extremely well, and has exceptional dribbling. He's a good team player, and I think for a wing back, he's got excellent attributes for this level of football. And so those are the two. He's cost us a bit of money. He's going to cost about 4.5 mil. So it is going to reduce our transfer budget. But if Khumalo does go, that's going to bring in 21 million. And so we will have money to spend in other areas of the team. I think it's a team that could make a challenge for the Libertadores. We got knocked out in the quarterfinals last year by who knocked us out last year? It was, I can't actually remember. It was a Brazilian team, one of our rivals, who knocked us out. So I give us a chance, but we're going to have to play well. And I may have to bring in another central midfielder, defensive midfielder. Not quite sure how the transfer window will pan out yet. We don't have major injuries at the moment, which is good to know. We've got a clean bill of health. And at the moment, we are playing in the Paranense Cup. The Paranense Cup is a state cup, which all the various states in Brazil run their own pre-season tournament. It's a lot of games, so we don't play any friendlies. And we're still trying to get the squad up to full fitness. It's a big squad of 50 players. And so expect a bit of rotation as we go through this. We will be playing Internacional in the Supercopa de Brazil. They are the team, actually, that knocked us out of the Libertadores last year. So we'll be playing that cup today, probably the last game we'll play. Or we may have time to do one more. Who knows? I do want to change this because I have been playing in key highlights, I think. So I want to change this back. We don't want the sound now. And we will start at least games playing in comprehensive. And so that's how it is. We've won our first 2 games. Londrina, who are typically a team that we struggle against. They're a bit of a bogey team. And we beat them by 4-2. We then went on to beat Operario away by 4-1. Cascavel are a good team. We should beat them. Cianorte we should be beating. And then we have the Supercopa. And that'll be a very interesting cup final. I think we won that last season. And so as champions, I would like to think that we can win that again this year. So, have I got the team? We are missing Khumalo at the moment because he's away on international duty with South Africa until the beginning of Feb. So we're not likely to see him tonight. And he will have to wait until we return next time. So we're going to start off. What do you reckon, Phil? Is it right to go on a gap year? Absolutely. What do you plan to do with that gap year is the thing. Are you planning to travel? Because that's generally what people want to do with a gap year. Go backpacking. Go around the world. Enjoy yourself. I think it's a good idea. I wish I'd done it, but I never did. I went straight into work. But, yeah, great idea. So I think this is a game that we should be winning. Helinho is not happy at the moment, so I'm probably not going to be playing him until I'm sure he's happier. I'm going to go with the team that I've selected. And my assistant does like this lower line of engagement. He does like a low block. But at the moment, I'm going to resist that. I've kind of been experimenting in FM with a low block, and it seems that it is useful at times. I prefer the mid block in FM24, but at the moment I'm going to keep the lines high. We are playing with this 3-5-2, which I introduced halfway through last season when things were going wrong. And it's a fairly straightforward just keep the ball at high tempo. We're a team capable of doing it. We're a counter-pressing team. We are capable of doing these things. I've got a much higher defensive line. That may have to change at some point because we're probably not as good defensively as we are in terms of attacking, but it is a high-intensity tactic that we have been playing for half a season now, and it's served well. So I think we should get on with this game. A number of players, of course, are not fit, but this is all about getting them up to match fitness. Hiking in the country and travel to the US. I'd go the other way. If you're going to go backpacking, you want to go cheap. And cheap is towards the east. So I'd probably go the other way. And there's a lot more to do and a lot more to see than the US. US will be an expensive idea, whereas if you went east, then you can do it a lot cheaper. And east is where I am going, to Vietnam and the Philippines in a couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to that. And we are favourites. We are favourites for a reason. We are a good team. We should be beating this bunch, and I'll be a little annoyed if we don't beat them. But this league can throw up some very, very strange results. And because of fitness issues, I guess, because they play between 60 and 70 games in a season, they haven't had a break. I think they had a week and a half from the end of last season to the beginning of this one, so they don't get a break, and they play a lot of football games. If you're a successful club, there's a lot of competitions and a lot of games. And so hopefully, though, I've got a big squad of good players, some very good young players, and hopefully we can see this season through and be successful. It's a big season, this, because I don't really want to spend too long in Brazil. I've still got to win the European Champions League in this save. And I'd like to get the third trophy under my belt this season, if possible, so that we can move on to Europe and win the Champions League there. That's the plan. Let's see how it pans out. We've won our first 2 games in this competition. And let's hope we can keep that going. We are expected to win this trophy, at least to get to the final. But I think the board have expectations that we will win it. We've won it for the last 2 seasons. Is this where we don't win it? But I will sacrifice all these trophies for winning the Libertadores. I'll even sacrifice winning the league if I can win the Libertadores. We're probably favourites to win the league. I haven't checked yet, but we're probably favourites to win the league, as we were last year, and we did win the league by a country mile last season. So hopefully we can repeat that. Australia, South Korea. Australia will be expensive. South Korea will be expensive. You've got expensive tastes, reckons. And if you're going to have a year travelling, you need to go somewhere cheap, to places that you might not go ever again. Like, think about South American countries like Peru, Ecuador, and Mexico, even Brazil. Brazil is a bit expensive, but there's so much to see in South America. And whoa, Redondo has popped up and put us ahead. And that's what we wanted to see. And, just a month or so. Oh, okay, money doesn't really matter then. I thought you were going to spend the entire year travelling. Travelling is in my blood. I've been travelling since I was 30 and lived in many, many countries. So I'm a big advocate of gap years and do as much travelling as you can. I've still got a bucket list: Japan, China, New Zealand. Whether or not I'll get the chance to do that, I hope I will. South Korea is on that list too. But you can do it. You can do it without money. You don't need money to do it. Street food in these countries is very, very cheap. So you don't need huge amounts. As long as you don't drink too much beer, that's always what's going to use the money. And we're absolutely dominating this game at the moment. And there is Duran, our new signing. I'm hoping he'll get a couple of goals again today. He's got off to a flying start. I nearly didn't pick him. I nearly decided on playing Pineda instead to give him a rest. But this is a harder game than the next one. So I may rest Duran in the next one. It's important to win this one because the next one will be an easier game, which will mean I can rest him for the Supercopa. So a good win here, and then we can give him a rest next game. But we are looking very, very good. This formation that we've come up with for this team, it was the end of last season, was very, very good. Defensively, we're not brilliant, and I'd like, if I can, to bring in a central defender. If Kumalo is sold, I will bring in a central defender. But I think I've got good players, not brilliant players there. I've got two very good young central defenders. And Duran is making a nuisance of himself already. But I would like him on the score sheet if I possibly can. Galzara is a very, very fine player. Naldi is a squad player, but very underrated player. He only comes in from my coaching staff as a 2-star player, but I rate him very highly. Hardly ever has a bad game. So I've kept him on and played him consistently because he never lets me down, that boy. And already you can see Naldi is on a 7.3, and he's only ranked by the coaching staff as a 2-star player. It's a bit unfair. But he has been Mr. Consistent over the last couple of seasons. So I've kept him and held on to him. But we are absolutely hammering them in this. No need to do anything at this point in time. That's a poor pass, but we have got on the end of it. Flamenco has made it 2-0. And we are up and running in this episode. This is a good team. They weren't that great when I got here. We were a struggling team in the second division in Brazil. We took them to the first division, Serie A. And we've grown over the last couple of years into what is a very good team. We've developed young players, and of course I brought Kumalo with me from South Africa, and he is just an outstanding player. And we've just added bit by bit. We've brought in players like Galazaro, Redondo, and we haven't rushed anything. We've just built it up slowly. Players like Marcos at the back, Marquinhos at the back, they are youngsters coming through the youth. And so we've built up using a combination of some sneaky buys and developing young players, and it's worked. We have players like Max Alves, who came through the youth ranks. He's not playing today, but he's a very good young player. So we have got good strength in depth, and they are a very, very good football team. And with a couple more signings, it's going to win the Libertadores. Will I make them this time? Or will it have to wait another year? We shall see. Yeah, I mean, do a gap year. Go and do some travelling. Get away from education for a while. Duran is doing his best to get on the score sheet. But he's, at the moment, looking a little bit out of form. He's had chances. He's just not playing the way that he started off. In fact, it's the full-backs who are playing, for me, the wing-backs who are having the best games. And we can see that Riquelme and Flamenco are both playing extremely well. And both of those are reserve wing-backs. So they are decent, even at reserve level. And this team that we are playing against, they're no mugs. They are 5th in the table at the moment. We are 2nd. So they're not mugs that we're playing against today. So all is looking good. I hope that we're going to be able to keep this tactic throughout the season. I very much doubt it. I do like the way this plays, although I'm not too happy with Flamenco there. But he's having a good game, bless him. So I think I might tell him to shoot less often now, because probably got his goal. He probably doesn't need to keep repeating it now. So we've made a good start. Go on, son. And coming up to 25 minutes, we're 2-0 up. And this is exactly where we need to be. We are used to Kamalo going missing on international duty. South Africa do seem to have a lot of international tournaments, so I'm very used to Kamalo going missing. And also the other thing about Kumalo is because he's always of interest to European clubs in the transfer window, he doesn't play well in transfer windows. So one of the reasons why I brought Duran in was to allow Kumalo not to play during the transfer windows, if we can keep him. And that's a big if. I'm pretty sure clubs will be coming in for him as the transfer window develops. But at the moment we are totally in control of this. We are dominating the match. Naldi has got himself on a yellow card, so I might just tell him to ease off the tackles a little bit. We don't need him to be jumping in on players at this point in time. So just ease off, son. Injuries we will get. This is a long, hard season. It's really tough in Brazil. We will get lots of injuries as the season progresses, which is why we do have a squad of 50. People wonder why I've got a squad of 50. You'll see the injuries piling up as the season goes on. And hopefully, though, I really would love to win the Libertadores this season. As you can see, this team we're playing against are no mugs, and we are absolutely dominating them. I think they have just been promoted to Serie A, which is why they're sitting 5th in the table at the moment. Some of the teams in our state are very, very poor, which is why we are expected to win this competition. But when we were in Serie B, we were one of the also-rans. We've just built it up really nicely, and we're creating all kinds of chances. And I'll be surprised if this stays 2-0. But at the moment, I'm a bit concerned about Duran, who's not playing very well. But Perotti has made it 3-0. And I think that's probably game over now. Time to go and bring some youngsters on and let the youngsters have a couple of games. Perotti can continue. He will be not playing in the next game. Pineda and... Oh yeah, Perotti will probably play in the next game with Pineda, and Duran will be rested. I want Duran and Pineda to be available for the big game against Internacional. that will not look at all like this. That will be a different game. We are totally dominating this game. Just wondering, passing wise, we're passing well. We're defending well. And we pretty much got them camped in their own half. So I think it's just about as good as we can get at the moment. It's a bit of a small crowd, but it's only a small tournament. The crowds will get bigger once we get into the Libertadores, I think. And so we're coming up to half time, and I think looking at this, it's all very nice at the moment. Anderson Jesus is 34 now. He's a great defender, but he's just a bit old now. I do need to look at what he does. I mean, I've told him to take fewer risks, and I don't want him trigger pressing too often either, because he's getting a bit old for that kind of nonsense. So we'll just take the pressure off him a little bit. And we have had a lot of shots. I'm very happy. And I don't think that I need to do anything. I think we just need to keep going. I don't think that they are a threat to us. I used to have this wing back on the right. He was playing as an inverted wing back for a while, but I've changed it now just to a wing back on attack. To give us a bit more width, as we've only got a box-to-box inside here. So the wing-back is there to give us width. And Flamenco, who is also only a 2-star player, is playing very well today. I mean, even in this heavily rotated team, there are some really good players on the pitch here. I'm very privileged to be the manager of this group of players. Even Heidegger, who's now a 1.5-star player. He was a 3.5-star player when I first took over. But it shows how much we've strengthened. And we just got them absolutely pinned back. Absolutely pinned back. The high line, I kind of deliberated over that, because we're not the greatest team in Serie A in terms of defence. But I still think that the way this team presses is very impressive. And I think we need to keep pressure on teams rather than allowing them to come at us. And we do make mistakes at the back. But as long as we keep scoring up front, then that's okay. And we are definitely strong up front. Defending in Brazil as a whole isn't very good. It's a lot better in Europe than defending in Brazil. The defenders are not great players. You tend to have a lot of great attacking midfielders and forwards in Brazil, and not too many great defenders. So we do make mistakes, and we'll probably continue to make mistakes. I have a little interesting conundrum for you guys in the chat, for you experienced players. Somebody has written to me saying he can't get his team to play, no matter what formation tactic he uses. Can't get his team to play. So I said to him, send me your save. I'll have a look at the tactic, and we'll see what we can do. But there is a big problem, because they are a good team. He's playing in Chile. They are a good team in the league that they're in. They're only, though, predicted to finish in 8th. And the reason that they're only predicted to finish in 8th, I think, is the fact that they as a group of players, their decision making is somewhere around the 4 mark. The average in terms of decision making is about 4, and composure is about 5. And I think with those two attributes across the squad, they are making horrendous mistakes. And I've tried a couple of ways of playing, and I just thought, what's that? Is that Duran has got his goal, has he? Duran has got his 5th goal of the season already, and he's on the scoreboard. So it might be time to take him off now, give him a rest. Easy peasy. He's good in the air, that boy, Duran. So I was kind of like thinking, asking you guys, how do you deal with that? How can you set up a team with such poor decision making, defensively solid, and score goals? Because obviously, if they don't make very good decisions and their composure is poor, scoring goals is going to be an issue as well. So if anybody's got any ideas on that, I've tried a couple of things, but it does seem to me he's got a big problem in that area, in those two areas. And I think that while it's so low, he's always going to concede goals, and he's going to struggle to score goals, because if decision making across the squad is awful, then they're going to make poor decisions. So who's coming off then? I think Duran can come off, and Oliveira can come up. What's happened to my mouse? Oliveira can come on for him. Perotti can stay on, get him up to fitness. And probably Mustafa can come off. He's going to be needed later. We'll bring on Marquinhos, who's a good young player. Murillo could possibly play a role instead of Riquelme. I think I will play Adur here, and we'll leave it at that for now. We'll probably bring on Helinho. You can see that their wing backs are having a dreadful game. Well, maybe they should be thinking about playing a bit wider. But while we're 4-0 up, I don't think we really need to worry about it too much. Galazara probably needs to come off, as well as Naldi. Or Riquelme, possibly. Naldi, probably, and Riquelme. Galazara's fairly fit. He's not put himself out today much. So it's those two, not Redondo, Naldi. So it's going okay. The first game has gone well. We've pretty much hammered them. We've overachieved in terms of our XG. We've got very good forwards. And you wait till Kamalo comes back. He just scores out of nothing. What a player he is. He is due a bad season, though. He must be due a bad season. But my goodness me, he just scores goals out of nothing. Let's make these two changes. Riquelme for sure. And Murillo will play. And Helinho on Finaldi. And that will be that. So I think this is job done. This season, we have to do it. Time is going to be running out, otherwise we're not going to just jump over to Europe and win the Champions League over there. So we're going to need 5 seasons, I reckon, in Europe. So time is running out here in Brazil in order to complete this challenge. But if there's a team that could do the Libertadores, it is Coritiba. We just need to make sure we're consistent. I'm actually thinking that the low block might be a good idea later in the Libertadores. We're not the best team in that competition. So the low block might come in handy during that competition. Who knows? They're playing really badly. They've been hammered. We've pushed them all the way back, as these lines should. And this is a team that can press, and when they do press, they look good at pressing. Whereas some of the other teams I've had in FM24 don't look like they can press at all. So this is a team that can press in the opposition half. This guy Murillo, he is an exceptional young talent. Apparently my scouts think he is a great player. So one of the great things about playing in Brazil is that so many good young players come through. I've really enjoyed playing in Brazil for that. The number of 16-year-olds who are first team ready is unbelievable. And I think we'll probably see another couple of 16, 17-year-olds making a name for themselves this season. Particularly looking at Ada, who's getting a little bit older now, but he's been around the first team squad for 3 years, and he should be making his mark now. He is a good player, never has poor games. He's on a 6.8 again. Players like Murillo, and that's done that job, and so we should go top of the league after that. Well done, excellent work. And yet we are top of the league, and Maringa have dropped points. This will be 1 and 2. Coritiba and Paranense will be 1 and 2 in the table at the end of this. Which way it will be, who knows? But they will be 1 and 2. And that's always how it pans out. And so, Atletico Paranense, they won 3-1 as well. We have to play Opério, I think, next game. And Opério, where are they? In 7th. We should be beating them. And this is the wing back that I have made an offer for. It's 4.5 million up front, I think. He is very interested. He's going to want probably a lot of money, but I do have the money. Let's see if I can nudge him down a little bit. I very much doubt it. As I said, I very much doubt it. He is a good player. And 26... Let's try and nudge that down a little bit. Wants a minimum fee release clause of 142 million. That's fine by me. Everything else looks okay. Everything else looks fine. Let's just try and nudge this down a little bit. He's gone for that. I'm happy with that. And so we've got the new right wing back on the way. Hopefully. He did say he was interested. Flamenco did have a very good game at right wing back. He did say he was very interested, so hopefully that contract will be okay and we don't get that message that suddenly transfer has leaked. It's not going to happen anymore. Kia Norte, who are in fourth. They're not mugs. He's made an offer for Eric. Who is Eric? Centre back. 29 years old. Very aggressive. A bit probably too aggressive for my liking. Very strong. Not much we know about. Good evening, Andy. How are you doing, my friend? Good anticipation for this. I don't think I want to actually sign him. 29 years old, 7 million. Nah. I'm pretty sure I can do better than that, but I need money coming in first. I'm going to say no to that one. And he's also a foreign player, and I need to get some Brazilian players in. So we'll cancel that one. I'm not actually unhappy with my defence. I'd like, if I got the money, to get a good central defender in. But just looking at these players, 15 mil and DM, he's just like, his mentals are what... I'm good, Andy. I'm happy to be back at Coritiba, actually. A team that I know well, full of good young players, and, of course, Kumalo. And although Kumalo's not available at the moment, he's in South Africa on international duty. It's wonderful to be back with players of such calibre. He is a very, very good player. Just don't have the money for him at the moment. But if Kumalo is sold, then we can certainly be... There's another one here, 3.3 million. He's a... We don't play with wingers anymore, unfortunately. Oh, we do like a Brazilian, Andy. We do. Probably not the greatest youngster I've seen in Brazil, but a good player nonetheless. There's plenty of players here. Goalkeeper, young goalkeeper. Plenty of players around. Korea, Argentinian, very, very good player. Technically a very good player. So I at the moment, I'm not thinking too much in terms of... They have got no strengths at all, have they? Perhaps it's just my scout isn't very good. It might be interesting to do... It might be interesting to do a comparison on these. They do look quite tasty, actually. It would be wrong for me to just say, no, they're no good. But in terms of the physicals, we are much better. We're very much better than them in terms of mentals. You have to watch out. They're quite a determined and aggressive team. But we're better than them all around, and we are clearly better in the technical department. So I think this is we shouldn't have much problem against them. We are at home as well. And I'll be surprised if we lose this. But as I've said, in Brazil, strange things happen. And I don't want to play Duran because I want him fresh for... So I'm going to use his suggested squad, and then I'm going to change it. I'm going to put Duran on the bench. And we're going to play Perotti. So Pineda can move over there. Perotti can come in as the DLF. And that will leave Duran on the bench. He can play half an hour. Langstaff, yeah, I did try to get him in, but he wanted too much money. And the player of his stature, he just decided Paraxides needs to play as well. So we'll bring in Paraxides as the centre mid on attack. Give Galazara a rest. And Kamalo still on international duty. David probably needs a game. Aguilera can rest. Flamenco. Pires. I think I need to rest Pires at some point. And Cipriano. So those would be players who need to actually go off. Offers made for my goalkeeper again. What was the... No interest, so we'll reject that. That was easy. Marcos. Playing in Brazil, you do need to rely on your assistant manager much more than you would normally. With a squad of 50, I kind of put him in charge of rotation. He does a much better job of rotating the team than I do. Pires, no longer a weakness, means he's improving. Yes, does he dive into tackles, does he? Yeah, we don't want him to do that. So we'll try and untrain that from him. I think he got a couple of red cards last season, as I remember. Pineda, so maybe we do need to untrain that. Wouldn't it be funny if I bought Langstaff? Wouldn't that be funny? Camalo Oliveira still waiting to be sold, as well as Raphael William. Can't remember what the price tag is on him. 4.9. If somebody comes in with 4.9, he's got to go as well. Jan Suto. Centre back. Expensive, but good. For this level, he's a very good player, so I think we should shortlist him in case one of the big names is sold. And we should go and play this game against Cianorte, who we should be beating. If we lose this, I'll be not very impressed with them. Who's made an offer here? Is this one of mine? Yeah, he obviously wants to sell him. Okay. That's okay with me. He's accepted all of those, has he? Focus on transfers due to basic youth facilities. Yeah, I know that. Eder. Should I offer him a new contract? Or just try... Is he that good? He's a good player, I think. But maybe now with the new... Just bear that in mind. Maybe now with the new... Oh, let's try. I hate doing these things. Oh, none of them complained. Players to loan list. David, no. Moreira, no. Paulo, yes. So, optimistic that we are. I mean, we could even win our first trophy here against Internacional. Who knows? It would be nice to get that trophy in the bag. So let's go and play this. We're still in second. and they haven't played yet either. And let's go out there and let's beat this team up. I think that's a team that should win it. It's nice to go into games a little bit more optimistic. I can afford to do that here in Brazil. Although, as I've said before, there are some strange results that happen. But at the moment, our morale is good. We don't look like losing. Form is good. Let's just hope that we can keep it going. Redondo maybe should come off after a while. We need to get 2 or 3 goals up very quickly. We're not altering anything for this game. We're going to play in exactly the same way that we play. Oof. And it looks like we've started well. Let's get a couple of goals, boys. We need a couple of goals. Ease the manager's nerves. I'd like to win the group. I've won the group on 2 occasions and come second once. But I'd like to win this group again, to show everybody we're still a good team. So how have you been, Andy? You okay? All okay? Good? Go on, son. Well, it's all Curitiba again, as it should be in this tournament. If we can play like this in the Libertadores, I'd be a very happy... Oh, come on, referee. Took Perez out good and proper there. What kind of a free kick was that? I do need to get a better set-piece coaching, but they're hard to find in Brazil. Oh, is it going to be one of those games? Did I make the right decision in resting Duran? 5 goals in 3 games. Now that's a forward. Oh, we've hit the bar again, have we? Team's looking good, looking fit, zipping the ball around nicely. I'm not quite sure who that is and why he's dribbling so much. Cipriano, I might tell him to just ease off the dribbling a little bit. Don't dribble so much, Sam. All good in sunny Dorset. It's a bit rainy Woking here at the moment, not sunny. Have we actually put any of these shots on target yet? That's the thing. This might turn out to be a frustrating 1-0. Unlucky. It's a good idea. Hit that first time cross. Get into shape, boys. Get into shape. Who's this? Redondo. It's looking good. We just need that goal. Need one of these boys to step up to the plate. There it is, Perotti! And we are a goal in front. And it is really good because the two strikers, my two best strikers, Kumalo and Pineda, are not playing. I've got to remember that. So scoring all these goals that we're scoring is a good sign. Perotti is the fourth choice striker in this team. The opposition today are not very good, in all fairness. And it's the third time we've hit the bar. Oh no, it was saved, was it? So the team we are playing against today are not great. And you find this competition in Brazil, you will always find that you are the strongest team. If you built your team up, you're going to be the strongest team. Atletico Paranense, I would say joint strongest. It's whoever wins this competition is going to be one of those two, us or Paranense. How it'll go, only the game knows. But we're both equally strong. So this competition, we should be going all the way to the final. And hopefully winning it. We've won it 2 years on the trot. That's a poor ball. Paraxides, that was not very good. I mean, we're absolutely condensed in their half. In fact, looking at it, even our defenders are inside their half. Yeah, I think my goalkeeper's nearly up inside their half as well. Was that the goalkeeper or was it the central defender? We're not getting shots on target today. 10 shots, 4 on target. That's not bad, I suppose. Come on, Naldi. There are some very, very good technical players in Brazil. What I find about Brazil is that there's so many really good young players and their technical skill is really good. Their first touch is really good. Technique is really good. And often you'll find they're very good dribblers. They tend to be attacking midfielders or like centre mids who attack. The good players tend to be attacking players. I was explaining earlier, defensively we're not great, and that's because in Brazil they don't seem to breed defenders. It's that everybody wants to play as an attacker. And that was a penalty, ref. Come on. So, yeah, technically really good. Not strong, not physical players, but technically very good with good mentals. And yeah, you do find that. And that's, I guess, why the European clubs come looking for these Brazilian players, because they are extremely good attacking players with good game intelligence. Like Maxi Alves, who was like 16 years old, making his debut for me. Extremely good game intelligence for somebody 16 years old. Physically, he was terrible. But in terms of his attacking attributes and his decision making and his technical ability, he was a great player. He lacks physical ability. That's his problem. But yeah, that's what you're going to find in Brazil. It's just great attacking players. And they come through your youth academy at a rate of knots. I've sold so many really good youth players. Oh, Perotti, come on, you should have put that away. I could have put that away. I'm going to bring myself on as a sub. If we're going to miss chances like that. This is the game of hitting the post and crossbar, is it? I mean, that I guess what this is a nice leg of the journeyman safe playing in South America, because you have so many good attacking options, so many good attacking players. Like, attacking mids are like they fall out of trees, just like all over the place. And it's quite strange that I'm actually not playing with an attacking mid in this system. Naldi started off as an attacking midfielder. I converted him into a deep line playmaker, and he's just like, he just does a super job for me as a reserve squad player, as a DLP. He's a really good player now. But like the rest of them, he wanted to be an attacking mid. Every one of them wants to be an attacking mid. Come on, let's make it 3, and then I can get these players off the pitch who need to be rested. Another good young player, Marcos, came through the youth team. He's now pretty much an established regular. I think he's 20 now. Superb centre-back. It doesn't have the physicality, I don't think, to play in Europe. But for this level, he's another one who's come through the youth ranks. Never going to make it in Europe, I don't think. He's just not strong enough. But this team, we are dominating and should be. And then that's 2 parts of the job today complete. We can move to the cup final. The Supercopa coming up after this, which will not look so easy, because Internacional are a very good team. Offside. Come on, let's not have a comeback here, boys. Well defended. Well defended. I've got... It's interesting what Marcos's positioning. I think he's playing as a cover, but his positioning is that he's way behind all the others. I haven't seen that too often. He's actually playing the role as I want him to play it, like an old sweeper. So he's way behind the other 2. Oh, referee, he keeps doing that to Perez. Come on. See, look at his position there. Let's just stop it for a sec. He's like, we are in totally inside their half, but he's hanging back. He's almost like playing like the old-fashioned sweeper. And I haven't seen that in FM up to this point. Hey, you know how I'm doing? We're pretty good here. It's all looking good here at Coritiba so far. I'm sure that will change over time. And there's another one. Paraxides this time. 3-0. And now I can start thinking about the Supercopa final. So Naldi, he's like just a squad player. And he's ranked by his coaches as a 2-star player. And I just think he's Mr. Reliable. I don't know why they don't rate him. He's on a 7.7. Again, he's like Mr. Reliable. He never lets me down, that boy. So I wonder why sometimes your coaches have such a poor estimation of some players. We're absolutely tanking them here. I think I'm just going to say our passing has been extremely good. Let's keep it up. Let's keep the ball away from them. Zip it around. Steady. I don't like that. But he didn't go all the way in. Yeah, I don't want them closing down too much. They're not that good. They're passing it around quite nicely as well, aren't they? It's a nice pass. It's the day of hitting the post. They've gone and hit the post now. 4 times the woodwork has been hit. I mean, compare this to the Spurs save that I was doing. Andy, look at the forwards and compare that to how Spurs were looking. And this was exactly the same in the last game. We were not seeing that play when we were playing Spurs. But defensively, you can see that we're not so hot. So, very much different here in Brazil. Attack is the name of the game. And I think opposition defences are poor, which is why this attacking line looks so good. Also, the fact that we're just pressurising them out of the park. Whoops, who was that? That was the Jesus Abba. Now, he's not the old one, is he? How old is he? He's only 20, bless him. Still learning. Alright, I've got to start thinking about who is going to be playing in the cup final. Cipriano. Pineda is. I'm not sure whether Naldi will play. Naldi will probably play, so he needs to come off. Redondo will play, so he needs to come off. Perotti. Perotti's a man on fire at the moment. And he's only a 2-star. I think maybe even a 1.5 star. Might not be able to play Pineda. Perotti saying, I want a game. And Kamalo might struggle to get back in this team. Especially during the transfer window. Because he is not good in transfer windows. Although he might be better this time because nobody's actually interested in him at the moment. He's 20 years old now, so I guess he's getting a bit old for the English clubs in terms of bringing in young players. And his value has gone up. Interesting. I've been complaining, if you remember, guys, I've been complaining about the dribbling. Interesting to see that really good piece of dribbling by the fullback. Just them. It's not something that you see often. Very attacking set pieces. I think he's got far too many players forward. Unless these are supposed to be my defensive players. See, there's Marcos. He's way behind everybody else. I kind of like that because he's playing like an old-fashioned sweeper. Possibly, Andy. Right, I'm going to go and make some substitutions. We'll make it after this highlight. Oof. That's a bit like how probably I would have finished that. Let's go and make some subs early. So Redondo, Pineda. Although Pineda's actually not even tiring. So Redondo for sure. And we'll bring on Maxi Alves for Redondo. Actually might swap Maxi Alves and Paraxides. Naldi probably needs to come off because I think I'm going to play Naldi. So Aguilera can go back there. Maybe Maxi Alves. Is he not a DM? Let's play him as a DLP. He'll be happier with that. Then Naldi can come off and Aguilera can come on here. May have to switch those two around. Yeah. And the wing backs, Pires will definitely be playing. Rakalmi will definitely be playing. And I just think I'll leave it at that for now. I don't think we need to panic. I think there's 4 days for them to recover. But very comfortable win again. Keep losing Kines. Well, I haven't seen that, to be honest with you. Is he making runs from midfield, is he? Where is he playing? On the right. I don't think he represents that big a threat. But we'll type mark him anyway, just to keep my assistant manager happy. Oh, acres of space. Counter-attack is on here. Come on, inside now. Poor. We didn't have enough in the box, actually. Well done, Aguilera. Have you seen this before, guys? Have you seen this where the central defender of a 3 actually is that far behind? Just he's on cover, but I haven't seen him be that far behind the other 2. And I quite like it because there he is. He's like playing like a sweeper behind everybody else. Like everybody's pushed up to the edge of their penalty area and he's back on the halfway line. I really quite like how that looks. I'm wondering if that's just his game intelligence that he's hanging back that far. I don't know. Have you ever seen that before? He's probably standing there again when the other 2 central defenders are like nowhere to be seen. Oh. Time to make some more changes. Let's rest the wing backs. Flamenco can come on. Haven't had any injuries in the last 2 games. In the last 2 weeks. They must be coming. Pineda can come off. Let's bring Oliveira on. Let's swap those two around. And Mustafa tired. He's played 2 games. And we'll bring on Marquinhos. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I was thinking when I saw it. It is just like that old sweeper that we used to have. We used to hang back. I wonder if it's something to do with the instructions that I've given him. But there he is again. He's way behind the other two. And it's like maybe it's his game intelligence that he's positioning himself there. Because I haven't seen it before. So at the moment he's in line. And at some point he will drop back. And I haven't seen that kind of cover from any player in FM. And certainly his positioning relative to the other two is much deeper. He is really functioning like the good old sweeper. I actually miss that too. They should bring that back. Why not have a sweeper? Especially in a 3. It's very useful in a 3. There it is. Talking of goals, it's 5-0. Perotti is on fire. Do I play Perotti is the question in the cup final. Or put him on the bench. He's certainly the man in form at the moment. He's certainly the man on fire. Is that his hat-trick, is it? But you can see what's happening in the league. It's like both of these teams win most of their games in this competition. We could lose one, they could lose one eventually. But that's what happens. First and second all the way. Have I got any more subs to make? No, I'm done, aren't I? But it wasn't always this way. We've had to get to this point. I hope that wing-back doesn't take too long to make his mind up as well. Would be nice to have that right wing-back in. He looks like a very good player. Be nice to settle him in quickly before the Serie A starts. So I hope he doesn't take too long to make his mind up. Come and play for Coritiba, boy. Poor pass. Who was that? Oliveira. Just another youngster. Oliveira, another young player. Good player. But he also wants to be an attacking mid. There's just hundreds of them. So training him as a striker. I think these boys should just hold on to the ball now. Just don't need to do anything anymore. They're looking good. It's a long time since we played our last game with Coritiba. Won the title in the last episode. And I've forgotten how good this team can look sometimes. Oh. So the question is, does Perotti warrant a place in the team for this Supercopa? Or do I go with who I was going to play? That's a big question now. You think he deserves a place, Andy? I don't know. I've got two very, very good players up top, and both of them are fit. And Internacional are a different opponent. Paraxides is also saying, I want to be in the team. I don't know. Let's have a look at this. I think it has to be Duran. And Pineda has to be. But is Pineda good enough as... Yeah, is he a deep lying forward? Maybe it has to be Perotti. I think you could be right, Andy. We have to keep Perotti if he's in form. And just put Pineda on the bench in case Duran doesn't play very well. Duran, on the other hand, he's a very good deep lying forward, but he's an advanced forward as well. So the two deep lying forwards would be Perotti and Kumalo when he's back. So maybe we've got to, as he's in form, we've got to play him. I don't know about the others. Pires, yep. Cipriano, yep. I have no problem. Redondo, Praxides, Naldi. That is my first team, I think. Yeah, his confidence should be up. And I think he deserves a start. 7.5 million. He is saying, though, that we need a central defender, isn't he? 7.5 million for a 19-year-old. He's a full-back, really, so I'm going to say no to that as well. He is kind of saying we need a centre-back. Once this guy comes in, that'll make a difference on the right. That also releases somebody from the right-hand side. And he's agreed a deal to join the club. I'm quite happy to bring him in. 23 years old, very good player. Might, unfortunately, put Pires's nose out of joint, because he's going to jump up the pecking order. But he's just such a good player. So happy to bring him in. Femerin, no. Heidegger, yes, Heidegger should be in the squad. Gallos, yes. Squad is 46 now. Lembeck. Trevisio. I'm going to put him in for now. Trevisio. And, yeah, you can see this is a different team now. Playing 4-4-2, huh? Here's the danger man. Don't close him down too much. It's going to be a close game, this. 4-4-2. They're going to be playing quite direct. I don't think finding youth players is an issue here in Brazil. Holding on to the players, the young boys that I've got that are coming through is more the issue. English youngsters probably wouldn't come. But we have just like so many good youngsters here. I mean, that's the beauty of playing in Brazil. I want to have a look at their pace up front. So we go to my comparison and go to physicals. So I want to have a look at their attack. They are quite pacey. No, that's us. They are quite pacey up front. And in terms of our defensive pace, we're good, but not as fast as them. So I'm thinking that it might be an idea just to pull that line down a little bit, because they are quite pacey. It's really good fun, Andy. The Brazilian League, I've never played here before myself until this save. And it's really good fun, and it gives you like so many attacking options. Heidegger, Jesus and Marcos, huh? Riquelme. No, I'm going to go with my team. He wants Pineda instead of Perotti. I'm going to go with what Andy said. I think that Perotti deserves to start. He is the man in form. In fact, I think he's got more goals now than... And he's equal with Duran now. 5 goals. He's played 3 games. He's got 5 goals, the same as Duran. I think he deserves his opportunity. Elinho can also get 60 minutes. Botafogo, he doesn't want to go to you. He doesn't want to go to you. Rickarlson. Rickarlson is available for 7 million. But I don't want a striker, unfortunately. This is the big game of tonight. And as you can see in Brazil, you're like playing games every 2 or 3 days. It just is, it never stops. And who's this? Eder, 6 point. We won't criticize him this time. So, can we win a trophy? The board are expecting a defeat. They're not very optimistic. I told you they are a good team, Internacional. 4.2. He has no interest, so it has met the transfer value, but he's not interested in going. I mean, I do have another goalkeeper who is probably just as good as William. So I'm not that bothered if he leaves. And we're starting to play well. So let's hope that they're not fully fit. Coritiba versus Internacional, the Supercopa. Riquelme also probably deserves to play. Riquelme's been playing really well. Yeah, he's been getting himself a booking or two. So I might actually put Riquelme in instead of Cipriano. And then Flamenco, Cipriano, Pineda, Maxi Alves, Marquinhos, Oliveira, Jesus and David. Anybody missing from their Galazara? Kamalo is back on the 3rd of Feb, so next week. And in the next episode we will see... Oops, what am I doing? We will see Kamalo. But probably the second game. Although I think I'll probably need to move this ahead a little bit. These fans have been fantastic. Yeah, go on, get out and do it for the fans. Come on, boys. The final. We've won this once and lost this once. So this could go any way. Internacional are a very good team. It could go either way, this. I'm wondering about the press. And should we be counter-pressing such a good team? But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. What we want to do is we do want to make them rush. And that's the idea of this tactic. It makes teams rush. Go on, Perotti. Ah, there was your chance, boy. That was your chance to make your name for yourself. So Riquelme did well again there. He's having a good game. I was right to pick Riquelme. See, there's two of them back there now. Marcos is still back there. He's still behind the other two. It's really quite interesting. Go on, son. Oh, Duran. Duran. Don't let me down up front, boys. You're certainly dominating the game. You need to be clinical, though, against this lot. Another chance for Duran. Come on, boys. Teco, he's actually, I think he's out on loan from us. And I'm not sure why he's allowed to play in this. Unless it's another Teco. I don't think I've loaned Teco out, so probably another Teco. They are passing the ball quite well. Our press may not be that effective today. And you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to be more clinical than we are. Riquelme, well done. Nicely done. Keep defending like that and keep creating chances. We could win this. Oh, good save, William. Oh, my goodness me. Come on, boys. That's it. Keep pressing them back. That's it. Good. Not so good. Barso, I remember him. We do need to do something about him. Barso. He is a very good player. Yeah, I do agree with that. Barso always causes me problems. They're losing their fitness already. I may even have to put Perez on support duty for a while, just so that he can look after Basso. Hey Ross, how you doing? Come on boys, we started well. We've given them the momentum away now though. I mean, it could go either way, this final. They're as good as we are, we're as good as they are. I'm just going to have to make the right changes. The press is working, though. We're pushing them back. But I need them to get them to go long, which is good. That's good. Oh, my goodness me. That was lucky. Who was that? Jesus Abba. Yeah, we've given the momentum away. Oh, what a chance. Well, so far, Perotti is not delivering, but neither is Duran. I do have Pineda on the bench, though. Different quality of team, I guess. Oh, go on, Redondo. Go on, son. Oh, unlucky. Now, Perotti's not cutting it today, is he? His passing is off, his shooting is off. I wonder if I should have played Pineda. Gone with my instinct. I'll blame you, Andy. I've got to be able to blame someone. We'll blame the crowd for persuading me. The fans made me pick him. He suffered a bruised shin. Now the injury's coming here again. Let's give him a bit of encouragement. Come on, boys. He's not quite so deep in this game. Probably because they are pushing us back a lot. So he's not looking quite as deep as he was. Yeah, we were playing up here, but that's because I've pulled the line back now. Because I'm a bit concerned about being caught out with their pace. Still got a high line though. Oh, who is that? Naldi. After bragging him up, he goes and does something like that. Well done, Raquelme. Need someone to do something special, boys. Nice. Raquelme's very much in this game. He's up for it at the moment, isn't he? Oh, come on. Andy could have scored that one. Come on. Mendes. Where is Mendes playing? Ooh, tight marking them all over the pitch. We're going to go one-on-one marking very soon. Lovely ball, unlucky. Go on, Duran. Oh, again, over the bar. We've got the game back, but our shots on target ratio is appalling. 0%. Who's going to break the deadlock? Penalty, ref. He was pushed then. Have to take Mendes out of the game. He's the only dangerous player they've got, really, at the moment. Barca's gone to sleep. Perez has done a number on him. They're getting tired. Perotti will score. You think so? Hey Mochir, how are you doing? That's awesome news. That is awesome news. So this is about as close as it can get. We're not winning the possession. So I'm wondering if I need to just slow it down a little bit. I'm going to just slow it down a tiny bit. Go a little bit narrower. I'm going to take that off because I don't think we need that. Don't want to slow things down at this point. The press is working and we are getting at them. We are tiring though. Duran is on a 6.5. This is not good. So I want to tell some individuals here, I think, you've not been good enough. Perez needs to back up. And we'll tell him I'm not happy. You've got to do better. Yeah, no, the fans have been pretty poor, actually, all through the episode. We haven't seen many fans in the stadium at all. I thought there'd be loads for the Supercopa. Is there a couple of wheelchairs down there? I think so. Yeah, there's wheelchairs down there, Andy. Well, this is about as tight as it gets. The proverbial duck's bottom. It's going to take one goal or it's going to go to penalties. Corner again. I mean, they are two teams that are very, very similar. Two good teams who've just cancelled each other out. This is the City-Arsenal game of the Premier League. And we've just cancelled each other out. We've got to do better with possession. But if we can get the goal, I make us favourites. Go on, son. Go on. Nicely done. Nicely done. Is my centre mid too high up the pitch? I want him to be an attacking threat, though. And we have got plenty of bodies in the middle of the park. Come on, boys. Should have been hearing a loud shout then, goalkeepers! But he didn't come for it. Oh boy, this is very nervy for a cup final. Come on, boys. Let's give them a shout. Demand more. We're just not keeping the ball well enough, are we? I need more possession. Need more possession, I think. Slow the game down a bit. Well done. Raquelme's done well today. Oh no. We managed to survive it. I think what I need to do is push the line up. That's what I need to do, I think. Compress the space. Because we are not winning these knockdowns. I think we're just giving them too much credit for their pace up front. We need to compress the lines. Got Marcos, who's going to be dropping back. Alright, we do need to make some substitutions. We're not playing very well. We're just probably at the moment just hanging in. We do need to make some subs. I think we got some tired players out there. Perotti's very tired. That's a handball, ref. Send him off. I haven't seen one of those. Have you seen one of those handballs in FM? I haven't seen one of those up until now. Right. Let's make some subs. Let's get some of these players off. Redondo is tired. So we're going to be bringing on Galazaro. Perotti is exhausted. And so Pineda will come on for Perotti. Raquelme. He's only on a 6.6. I thought he was having a really good game, Raquelme. But he's tired anyway. Cipriano can come on for him. And they need a rollicking, don't they? Naldi isn't playing particularly well. He's not doing too bad, but he's tired. They're all getting tired, aren't they? This looks like got extra time written all over it. Let's give them a demand more. We can't yet. Let's go back to... Israel. No, he's not that good. They are tired as well. We are absolutely exhausted. They are tired as well, especially up front. So it's probably the right thing to do is to push the line up. Because I haven't got much buff left. Come on, Pineda. This is what you were brought on for. Go on, son. Oh, what a chance. You could have won the cup final there. Naldi showing how tired he is. Pires, Naldi, Praxedes are tired. Duran is tired. I think I have to come off the press. And maybe come down on this as well. Save some energy, because this looks like it's going to extra time. Oof, nice cross. Oh, he's got it back over again, has he? Cipriano, well done. Come on, boys. Cup final. Trophy up for grabs. Tired bodies on the pitch. Perez has got to come off. Flamenco can come on. Oh, do we have that? Yeah, Flamenco can come on. Ho-ho! Pineda! I knew I should have played Pineda at the start. Yes, get in! Lovely pass. What a cross. Pineda! Trophy in the cabinet. Analdi or Paraxides? Naldi or Paraxides? It's time, I think, to slow the game down completely. Let's get this game slowed down. Well, we've still got a little bit of energy left. Take your time. And now I'm going to pull the line back. We don't need to get stuck in now. Get in! Come on! Trophy! Oh, don't do things like that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What are you doing, boys? Just keep your heads. Keep your heads and you've got this. Slow it down. Slow down. Slowly, slowly. What are you doing, you nutcase? They've got to be composed. What's that? Should I just tell them to calm down, or should I tell myself to calm down? Come on, boys. 10 minutes. Trophy in the cabinet. Naldi has to come off, I think. Naldi has got to come off. He's Duran, the forward, he can just run himself into the ground. But who can come off on for Maxi Alves? Aguilera. I think we have to go and sort this out. Galzara probably should come back there. And then Maxi Alves or Aguilera. Maybe Maxi Alves. Aguilera is much of a muchness. I think I'll go with Aguilera. Maybe swap those two over. We just got to hold on now, boys. 10 minutes. Come on, you got this. Just pack the midfield. You got this. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. He's missed it. He's missed it. I thought he was miles offside. Anyway, he looked miles offside. How can I think I'm going to have to push the line back up. Because we're just allowing them too much space when I drop the line. Might have to put the counter press back on as well, because we're not causing them any problems. Go on, Duran. Pineda, come on, come on. Go on, son. Go on, Duran. He's having a poor game and he's got no puff left, that's why. 8 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Hold on to this. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Come on, we got this. Come on. Who's this? Barso. He's always got something up his sleeve, that boy. Go on, Galazara, you got that. We got acres of space to run into. He's offside, I think. Aguero, was he? Aguilero? Yeah. But never mind, slow it down. That's a good point. That's a good point. Play for set pieces. Be more disciplined. And just dribble less. Just hold on to the ball. Oh boy. Is this a trophy? Is it going to be? Is it going to be? I didn't think that we could do it this time. Certainly the board and the fans were not expecting a trophy. But we now just need to hold on. I'm going to bring one of my wing backs onto a defend duty. Is that us or them? That's them. My right wing back's going to go onto a defend duty now. Just close that Barca lane down. I think he's playing on the left wing, isn't he? So just close that avenue of pleasure off. Oh my goodness me. Oh, good block. Oh, come on, FM. Enough now. We've had enough now. Oh, what a good save. 4 minutes to hold on, boys. 4 minutes. Let's go very narrow. That's 4 minutes, boys. Come on. We certainly don't want extra time because everyone's knackered. Including the opposition. Paraxides, I think, probably close down less often, save some energy. 2 minutes to go. Is this a trophy? Come on. Oh, no. Defend for your lives. Come on, boys. What sort of a clearance was that? But it's okay, we've picked up the ball again. Oh, what's happened here? Is it full time? It's another trophy. We have got another trophy in the bag. Coritiba, the legend of Coritiba goes on. We have won the Supercopa. I didn't expect it. But they've done the job. There I am, very short, very fat. Watching on, hands behind the back. Come on. We have got another one along this journey. Another trophy in the bag. Very, very happy, Andy. I love winning trophies in this game. There's no better feeling than winning a trophy. Knowing you've beaten the game. We weren't the better team, in all fairness. They were better than us, but their finishing was awful. If you think our finishing was bad, their finishing was really poor. Congratulations, we shouldn't have won that, but we did. What a brilliant way to finish the episode. We have won the Supercopa de Brazil. We have beaten Internacional by a 1-0. And what a perfect day. What a perfect end. Oldman leads Coritiba to glory. Was doing great things. Pineda. I should have gone with my instinct. Man of the match, Pineda. Well, that is it, boys. That is it. And I think what I will do, as you can see, there's going to probably be a final in here. In fact, there's going to be quarterfinals and semi-finals and a final before all this nonsense start. So I'm probably going to play through these 4 games, and then we'll come back when all this nonsense starts around here, because there's going to be a cup final in there, a semi-final. There's going to be the Libertadores is going to start. We're going to have a league game starting as well around there. It's all going to go nuts around here. So I think I'll play through those. Those are probably 4 games that we're just going to win, I'd hope. Paranense is a big game, but I think I need to get near here where all the finals start and the Libertadores starts, because that's what we're after. And so I'll play through that. It's only 4 games. And we'll come back. Maybe I'll play through San Ozone, whatever they are, Hosenense as well. And we'll come back for the quarterfinal, semi-final, and the final. And we'll have Nacional in the Libertadores as well when we come back. So that's it for this episode. Thank you all for coming. And it is good to be back with Coritiba. It's good to be with this team. They're a very good team. I want to win this Libertadores this year. Can we do it? We shall see. It would be a great gift for me before I go off on my holiday in a couple of weeks. Let's do it. Let's win the Libertadores. So I'll see you all on Sunday. And have a great night. Thanks for coming, Andy. Thanks to everyone else. More Cheer and David and Ross. Thanks all for coming. And hopefully we will see you all on Sunday. Have a good night. Take care. And we will see you very soon.